My only previous scuba experience amounts to a few resort dives on holiday, not descending to 30 meters with poor visibility and entering a shipwreck.
Morning, Ross.
Morning, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good.
So I need to complete an intensive course.
This course takes on a whole new level of personal responsibility for others, whether it be nitrogen build-up in your system, making sure you can put all this kit together safely, and making sure that ultimately it works in the water so that you don't drown.
How's that feel?
Good.
My trainer is dive supervisor Neil Brock.
Dump the gas from your suit.
With over 30 years of diving experience, there are few more qualified. He'll be running all my dives from the surface.
He's a good learner. He listens to what he's supposed to do, soaks it up. Must be his background in acting. You well? Enjoying it?
There's no viz.
No? He's given me a bit of G-up, but we are able to put him back in his place. Diver one's in the water.
Shipwrecks are one of the most unpredictable hazards any diver could face. I could potentially be snagged, trapped, or lost. During one training dive, I make a mistake and get tangled.
No.
A safety diver has to intervene to set me free.
Diver one well?
Yes.
Diver one reports well.
It's a sobering moment. If it can happen in this controlled environment, it can certainly happen in a slightly more uncontrolled environment.
After a grueling couple of months, I've passed the course.
Well done, buddy.
Thank you, mate.
From now on, it's real.
Here. It's been a pretty sharp learning curve, and it's going to get really serious now. I'm quite daunted by the entire prospect of going into the sea with tides, with poor visibility. But, you know, I've got this far with the training. Now it's time to put it into practice.
I'm ready to get my shipwreck treasure hunt properly underway. My first destination is Scarpa Flow in the far north of the British Isles. This natural harbour has been used as a naval base since the time of the Vikings, who gave the waters their name. It's the ideal haven for military ships, a massive natural harbour ringed by small islands to shelter a fleet from bad weather and invading enemy forces. In World War II, Scarpa was at the epicenter of British naval operations. The waters here are littered with wrecks from that conflict, so I need a local guide to help me explore.
Emily?
Hi, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
Welcome to Orkney.
Thank you.
Emily Turton gave up her career as an opera singer to become a technical diver. She's been exploring Scarpa Flow for over a decade in her custom-built dive boat.
It's called Huskian.
What does that mean?
It's an Orcadian word, an Orcadian dialect word that means strength.
Strength. So we're going to need a bit of strength.
This will be my first wreck dive, and I'm hoping to find something to connect me to my long-lost relatives.
So today, we're going to go to a site where we can hopefully find some World War II treasure.
Emily has identified a wreck, the F2, which rests close to the naval base's main entrance in World War II.
The good bit about this stretch of water is we had so many servicemen and women in Orkney that there's a place on the seabed where they threw their rubbish in off the ships.
Hang on, Emily. We're actually going to a rubbish tip.
We're going to a rubbish dump, yeah. An underwater rubbish dump, but now, you know, 80 years, 100 years on. And
It's a museum.
It's an archaeological treasure trove.
And that's the definition of our treasure. Our treasure is something that gives you an insight into the way that those people lived at that time.
That's our treasure, absolutely.
It's blowing a bit, Neil.
Yeah, we got a strong westerly, but we're on a big boat. I think if we took ourselves in a lee shore somewhere, we should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
That's the plan.
It's finally time for me to dive on my first shipwreck.
Give that a wiggle round.
Morning.
This is something I never thought I'd be doing. Lubing up Ross Kemp.
But as we close on the dive site, it's clear the conditions are going to be challenging.
The weather's deteriorated seriously and it's now blowing a force 8, which is gale force, which means getting into the water and more importantly getting out of the water is going to be very interesting.
When you jump in, hang on to that mast, because we're a height off the water. We don't want it lifting up. And I'll bet you a £5 you don't find anything.
Let's your fire up on some water.
I'm on a loser, aren't I?
Now I'll find something.
Good man.
I don't know what kind of treasure we're actually going to find, but to go through this, I hope it's something worthwhile. It looks pretty rough out there and cold, but it's sort of part of my family history, so it's important.